why would they go villains in that part of the park if it's Liberty Square? Like, does that make sense?
I mean, I think it does just to kind of add some add that type of look, right? Add that look to that park. We know what Universal is doing, right?
Yeah,
They're
they're doing
doing
the whole
that.
monster
They're
world.
doing that. And I saw some folks online who said, "Oh my God, why would they lean into this?" Right?
Yeah.
And it was completely ridiculous because obviously that's a real thing that had staying power forever. I mean we eat Count Chocula, you know what I mean? So kids know that stuff, and adults love that stuff, and it has that kind of that Halloween element all year. I think it's going to be great. It's just like, how do they deliver it? That's part of it, right? How do they
Yeah.
go ahead and deliver it? I know there's probably been a ton of rumors. I don't know them, but I do think it probably ties into that Fantasyland element, meaning like you have
Oh, because it's they're like the bad people of the.
and you have like the enemies of the princesses, right? The kind of the foils that they're
Yeah.
all there. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's kind of what I imagine. It would be a nice fit. Get another castle. I mean, could you imagine that have in that particular park if they did what you were saying and they did this villains world, which I think they've talked about for a long time, you'd have two new castles in a park. So it'd almost be like a three castle park,
Oh,
which would be pretty crazy.
If they did Arendelle, and then they also did
Yeah,
the
yeah,
villain. Yeah, you
yeah.
because they're see, but the rumors for the villains, and I don't want to delve too much in this because I wanted this more to be about the missed opportunity of not doing Arendelle, but
Hmm.
um, it should be. I think it should be Ball Mountain from Fantasia.
Mm. Yeah,
That should be the center of the villains world.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you there. That's iconic, and they alluded that all over the place. So that makes a lot of sense to me anyway. They
But
would
the
they would do that.
but the rumors it would be the one it would be Maleficence from Sleeping Beauty would be like the center,
Okay.
which is a scary castle and all the same, and it has the big
Hmm.
dragon element, and obviously
Hmm.
you can build rides off of that. But no, if you're gonna build a villain's world, like the center of that world, like the
Hmm.
peak, that it needs to be Ball Mountain, and that creature, the devil or whatever, that comes
Yeah,
out of that thing,
yeah.
really needs to would be a very intense, you know, centerpiece to that part of the park. But again,
Right.
visually, if you have that and you have this like gloom and doom castle behind it, people are gonna hate. You got to really like visually make sure that doesn't kill your sightlines.
Yes, yes, yes. Protect the Christmas cards at all costs.
Yeah, or
But
just yeah.
just be thoughtful about it, right? I do think that they don't do really anything that much with villains now. They have a villains parade, and
Well,
they do this
the
stuff
not so
around
scary,
Halloween.
yeah, the not so scary, and Mickey's Halloween, and then the Oogie Boogie Bash in Disneyland. You know,
Yeah, yeah, and people love it.
oh,
Like they eat
they
it up.
eat it up. They eat it up.
So
Yeah, and
yeah.
I don't, and I agree that the Tragic Kingdom, as I've heard it, as rumored is called, was supposed to be like this like rumored fifth park, right? Um, but I think there's other places where for it to make sense. And I know that I've always said that I feel like Hollywood Studios should be Disney's answer to Universal. That like that needs to be their
Hmm.
action thrill park. I just think that's where that all that stuff should lie, and I think most of that villainesque sort of intense feel should live there because it should
Hmm.
operate as that park for them.
Right.
Because it should feel like a movie and it should be the intensity of a movie, and um, where I think Magic Kingdom needs to continue to be that like storytelling park,
Right.
that like essence of like that immersion in like that fantasy world where it should really, be most of the pull, the
Hmm.
Adventureland, the Frontierland, Liberty Square, and I don't know, and I'll show you this just because this is what some people are projecting, but like you have so this is you can see where the haunted mansion is, right, and
Hmm.
like kind of where Frontierland is and how they would sort of build that out and put in um the Cars world. And there's like a rumored like Woody experience as well because Woody's from that like part, he's like a cowboy. Then that
Sure.
villain's land would take up a lot, but like Liberty Square, I don't know, if you want to build off Liberty Square, then build off Liberty Square, like build into that, like lean more into that. Because I always thought that the Haunted Mansion was supposed to be part of that like New Orleans feel. But maybe
Yeah,
I'm
I
but maybe I'm crazy.
no, and I mean, getting in the weeds, I think that it's the type of architecture, right? Isn't that because the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland where you're headed is right next to New Orleans Square, but they
Yeah.
built it with that architecture a little bit. Looks like it fits. And I don't know what this Haunted Mansion is supposed to be. Is it like a colonial house? I don't know. But but that's neither here nor there. I guess the bottom line is like, well, is it going to happen, and what should it look like, and who should be represented there in a villain's land?